So I come to share the DEBRA China informations. This morning we have learned you have very good experience in many countries. But in China, I think generally to say maybe not so good. And because we have too many population and too many EB patients. So here in the presentation, I include Epidermolysis bullosa and okay. And the reason to set up DEBRA China, and just some information for us, the history, vision, and focus. Then I introduced the information of our organization. Finally, some working results. This one I'll skip because we all know. And in page 4, the registered patients in China. We started the registration in 2013. You can see every year we have more than 100 patients registered in our organization. So this is the number in October, and at that time we have about 660 patients registered in China. I'm expecting maybe 2 years later we will have 1,000 patients registered. And actually, if you see the picture, you can see the patients, they are not even in different provinces. The first province, here. The first province, you can see we have 77. That means we have a higher registration rate in that province. That's because that province's economy is good and the development is good. But we also have some provinces here, you have only 1 or 4 patients registered. That doesn't mean they have no patients. That means they are lack in the development, so they don't know how to contact us. And yesterday and before yesterday, I had answered many questions about how many patients you have in China. So according to the estimation of the occurrence rate, we should have more than 20,000. Now we only covered about 3%. Yeah. And inside the EB patients, now the majority was a child. So if you, so this number is sorry. How to go back? Yeah, okay. And you can see out of 677, we have 465 born after year 2000. The majority of the registered patients are children. Why to set up DEBRA China? So here I have to recall the history, because my daughter has EB, RDEB. Actually, somebody already know. My daughter was the patient who done the first bone marrow transplantation in China. So the girl you just see before. And when she was born in 2003, there was no any information in Chinese for the EB. So not know any. So there are some information. When we go to doctors, doctor tell me, you come back tomorrow. And the next day, she opened a book, 1,000 pages, and point 1 page to me. You see, this is EB. And no other informations. We don't know how to care the babies. We don't know it's inherited or not. So we know nothing. Starting from 2006, we have doctors in China who can do the prenatal test. Then we are the first, not the first one, the first batch of patients to do the prenatal test. At that time, I know the exact name of this disease, and I started to look into the internet to search for the English documents for the care and everything of this disease. Then I started to translate this document in Chinese. From 2006 until now, almost all useful EB information in Chinese was translated by me. I'm not proud. I'm not proud. So when I look into the information, the situation in Chile, I think you are very lucky. You have doctors to care about the disease. But in China, doctors not. We have doctors, just as Dr. Xu, but not so many, because you have so many people, so many patients, but too few doctors focus on EB. That's why, that's our pain. So we want to change the situation. That's why we set up the DEBRA China. We want to, here's the purpose, we want to help each other, and we want to share experience, and we want to appeal for proper medical care and general support from people and the government. The situation in China, again, I have answered yesterday to many people. There's no refunding for the bandage and no special treatment. So it's not exactly. So if you go to hospital, you can get some bandage. And there are insurance coverage, about 50%. But the problems is even after the 50% discount, it's still too expensive. So we talked several years before. We talked to the Monica. What's her name? Monique. Yeah, and they can provide us their product with a special discount price. This price is lower than the hospital price, even after the 50% reimbursed. So actually, we buy this bandage directly from the distributor, not from his hospital. So actually, we did not use the insurance. So this is why I see we have no coverage from government. If you want to use the coverage, you have to pay more. So that's the situation we need to change. History of DEBRA China, we started to talking to set up the organization in 2012, and then in 2014, fortunately we get registered in China. So we registered as an NGO in Shanghai. Here I have to mention it's not easy, because in China the policy is to limit this self-organization, to limit NGO. Some NGO you can maybe you are not know. 2 years or 1 year before, some foreign NGOs are forbidden to operate in China directly. And of course, we are not foreign, we are local NGOs, but it's not easy to register. You have to have a government who manage you. And you have to find a government department who want to let you to be registered. But very especially in 2014, the policy was loosened, and take that chance, we get registered. But after that, in these 2 years, it is said that the policy is still again tightened. And if you want to register a new NGO, it's very difficult now. So we just take the chance in 2014. Then we have, in 2015, we organized the second National EB Congress. And the first National Congress was in 2012. And starting from 2015, we started to distribute the donated Wugto, the product to Chinese patients. Because in China, the Wugto, they are the main supporter to us. Very strange, because here I see you have Polymem and you have the Monica. They are the main supporter, but in China, Wugto Foundation, they are the main supporter to us. Actually, the only supporter until now, only supporter from the industry. And in 2016, we generated a guide video to teach the families how to do the care. And we also organize the seminars to teach, to face-to-face, to teach the patients how to care newborn babies and other patients. So these are the tasks we found more important in China, because at this time we have no money. We cannot provide bandages to families. We can only teach them how to do. Then it depends on your own economic status. If you have money, you buy the good bandages. And if you have no money, so you try to think about some low-cost solutions. For example, the Vaseline gauze, something like this. It's also useful. Sometimes if you have no money, you can, if you know how to do the disinfection, how to keep the wound clean. It also helps. So we focusing on the education of the patients. And in 2017, in this year, we continued the EB care seminar, and we published the EB care guide. This EB care guide is written mainly by me, and of course we absorbed the information from the English version guideline. And actually, I forget which year, maybe in 2015, I translated the wound care from the UK version wound care to Chinese. That guideline was not published, only put into our website, free to download by everybody. And just in last month, we have the third EB National Congress in Beijing. And again, we are distributing the Wugto again, because it started from 2015, and last year and this year, we continue to distribute this product every year to about 100 families. And our vision, we want to improve the medical treatment. We want to improve the study, working, and daily life of our EB patients and the families. We are focusing on the patient and the family, and also to advocate for EB, to distribute the knowledge in our public. And also we want to have a better medical treatment. So I just say China is a very big country, very, very big, not only in the area, but also in the population. So sometimes you should think it is not a single country. It's totally different if you are looking in Beijing and Shanghai, and when you are looking in other provinces. So now in Beijing and Shanghai, we have very good doctors. They know EB, and they can provide help, and they can give training to the new patients for the care. And also we can do the gene test, and also you see we have done the bone marrow transplantation. But maybe next year we will also have some, now we also have some companies to focus on the gene editing. Maybe next year we will have some trial in China, possibly. But if you look into some rural area, so they have nothing. So just moments ago, I'm discussing with other DEBRA members. Maybe I'm thinking maybe next year we will focus on Shanghai. That's more easy to do the work. Sometimes if I want to handle the issues of EB in China, I don't know what to do, because every province is different. So you have at the same time you have not a national care, national medical system. The medical system is divided to every province. So maybe we should focus on Shanghai and ask the local government to have some special policies. Then we copy these policies to other provinces. So we take a step-by-step ways. P7 now is this is the organization. So first we have a board. The board members, we have now we have 5 board members, myself, and also a a person called Cui Yaji. And then we have the Lin Zimiao. He's not here, but he's a dermatologist in Beijing. And also we have Gao Lujuan, also dermatologist in Shanghai, and Chen Jie. Chen Jie, she's a nurse experienced in the EB care. And we have a supervisor, it's called Zhang Na. It's a mother of a EB kids. Then we have some volunteers. So they will help us to organize the contact with patients and do some other works. For example, to responsible for the media editor and other short-term workers. And for the full-time worker, now we have only one full-time worker, Yang Mengzhu, only one person, because our budget is limited. We cannot afford too many people. Then we have a financial office and some information publication to manage our homepage, manage our WeChat. These are done by volunteers. And also other operations mainly done by Yang Mengzhu. So contact the patients and the data collection and project planning and some execution of the project. So page 8, this is about the achievement we implemented last year, in year 2016. So first, this is the Chinese. First, we have the, first, we have the, we get the tax exemption for our organization. That means if a company donate product or money to us, we can give them an invoice and their payment will be deducted from the taxi, from the incoming taxi. Very lucky because we just established in 2014, and after 2 years we get the tax reduction. And also we registered the trademark, the logo of DEBRA China, just the same logo as every DEBRA, but we registered it in China as a trademark. This page is about actually this is copied from our homepage. This page is about the service we provided to Chinese patients. So first we have a doctor map. We have a map, and in every city we have a name of this doctor. We told the patient that if you have some issue, you should go to this doctor. This doctor know, at least he know EB. Yeah. And we have some doctors in several cities. And then we have a free consult, not available every time, but when we organize some meetings, we will have a free consult. And here is the EB care seminar. So we will have a seminar. Now the first seminar was taken part in last year. Now we will have the seminar every year. And yeah, talking about the budget, the first seminar budget was provided by Uyghur, and the last year we get the budget from a public funding, how to the crowdfunding. And tomorrow, next year maybe still come from Uyghur. And then we have the self-care guide and video you can download in our homepage. And then this is the EB Congress. We have the Congress in China. So especially for the Congress in last month, because we have too few people working on this area, we cannot organize a big conference. So actually we limited the number of families to attend the meeting. Totally about there are 70, maybe more than 70 family registered. We only accepted 40 because we cannot organize a too big meeting. And you know, for the EB patients, sometimes there are children very very difficult to organize. You have to prevent them to cry. Not like this. This is very quiet. Yeah. And we have a free gene diagnosis, not free to everybody, but doctors give some chances to us. Every year we can provide 5 free diagnoses to EB patients, and we will select patients who are difficult to provide to pay for the diagnosis. And every year, I think in China we do more than 100 gene diagnoses, maybe more, because gene diagnosis in China is many doctors they will do gene diagnosis because you have some commercial companies they can do the diagnosis. So you just draw the blood and send the blood to these companies. They will give you a result. But this is not very good because sometimes they have a chip. Sometimes the chip from the company they did not cover all the genes. So that means your result they can only give you a result about 70% of the time. So the other cases you must be analyzed by doctors. So that means you still need to contact experienced doctor. Not everybody, not just you. We should concentrate on some experienced doctors. Next part is about the starter package. Because it's in China, we have too many packages. We cannot send a nurse to the patients, and it's too far away sometimes. We can only handle the new patients in Shanghai. Out of Shanghai, we cannot reach them. So, but we prepared a package. Some samples of the Wucto and samples of the Meplex. And the video we copied to a memory card of the mobile phone. We copied to a mobile phone card and send it to the new families. Then they can learn how to do the care. And the next part, of course, is the distribution of the Wucto. And we also have a small amount allowance to inpatient. Not too many, just 1,000 RMB. That's about maybe $150 for every person. No, for every person, roughly. Because we have no, personally, I do not want to spend my money in patient because it's always not enough. So we just to express our concern, not a real financial aid. Sorry? Okay. Maybe it's okay. And then we talk about the organization. So for us now, I think the weakness is we depend too much on Uyghur Foundation. So this is the result in 2015 and 2016. So they covered our total budget more than a quarter. And another weakness is until now we have no proposal to our government to the insurance policy. And again, we have limited publicity. And we are missing of a small video you can distribute to the medias. And of course, we have too few staff. And but the strength is we are the only EB NGO in China. Very luckily, we have registered. It's not easy for every disease. For many diseases, there is no organization in China. And we have the best EB expert in China, and we can do many things, but we cannot benefit every person. And we have a good information publicity. We all financial report and board meeting minutes, they are available in homepage. And finally, I have to say we have a strong support from Shanghai EB families because we contact frequently. Okay, so talking about the policy, just in October of this year, so this is the party. The party, they have a document. The party, they have a document, they say they will start to consider the issue of rare disease. That means we have a chance now, until now, because you know, until now, there is no rare disease law in China. But the standard committee of Communist Party, they said they will start to solve the problem of rare disease. That means we have a chance. So we think next year we will focus. One point of focus is to push the policy change. So I think now we're facing a opportunity. Okay, that's all. Thank you.